All I'm gonna say is, told ya.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What's going on, entertainment? So I'm coming to you guys with another video, and we talking Love Island, okay? Post Villa, we gonna call this, okay? Now that the Love Island filming has officially commenced with them airing the reunion, a lot of the cast members have been going on several podcasts and also platforms to talk about their true experience now that they're not fully under the filming contract, even though they probably have some not non-competes, but they still probably have some contracts in regards to Peacock, okay? First person we're going to start off with is Ace. Now, Ace sat down with Speedy Norman, which, by the way, shout out to Speedy Norman, one of the best journalists out here. He is funny and a little shady, and he's non-biased as well. So the interview with Ace, to me, it had a little bit of cap in there and some truth. I will say that. But there was a little bit of cap in there, and we're not talking about the one that he be putting backwards on his head. It was a little bit of cap in there, okay? Let's first start off with what he talked about in regards to people going there for clout. I do not think Ace went on there for clout. You know how I say, I came here for love. I came here for the opportunities. I came here for the clout. I came here for the sponsorships. Ace been had that. Let's be real. He's been on TV before. He's done several things in regards to being in the industry. So if he really wanted to go on there for clout, this wouldn't even be the show he would probably go on. He probably would go on a straight competition reality show that doesn't even include love, to be honest, because he didn't need it. He had the following. So I think he was telling the truth when it comes to that. I think that he's telling 100% truth. I do not think he used Shelly for clout or to stay there longer. Whether he went out of the villa first or last, I think he was going to be okay with how it turned out, right? Now, Speedy then goes into what does he feel about some of the other people and them being there for clout and everything. I was surprised at how much he went in on Sierra. I'm like, what's Sierra do? Y'all gonna make Sierra's lips turn up more and more every time y'all mention her. Every time y'all say Sierra, it go. By the time her lip gonna be up to her forehead. Like, y'all need to stop mentioning her. She's probably like, now I'm gonna have to address Ace too? Wow. I didn't even do anything. But it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Whatever. Like, she is going to go in that TikTok and let us know how she feels. I feel as if he alluded that Sierra was there for clout and that she's very PR trained. Sierra literally worked past tense. I don't know if she currently does in marketing and like a little bit of PR type vibe. So it's like that is kind of her background. So it's not really an insult to call her that. Do I think she went on there for clout? Maybe a little bit, but to me, like she didn't come off as she wants to get a bunch of followers from being on the show. No shade. Like a lot of the cast members gave me that, but she didn't give me that. I don't know. She did come across as PR trained. I think it was obvious that she was aware of the camera, that she was saying certain things or talking in a certain way because she was aware of the camera. But do I think she went on there for like clout, fame? I don't think so. And I was surprised at all of the things that he said about her, basically stating that, she's not his cup of tea. I'm like, I don't think, you are either. Okay. Sierra's not drinking you with her turned up lid. She prefers Lipton. So it's like, I don't know about that. All right. So we then go on to the whole situation with him being in the house and the voting. This is where I feel like it's a little bit of cap. Although production can influence you, at the end of the day, there is not no BB guns in the villa. They cannot put it to your head and say, hey, if you don't stand behind Jalen, if you don't stand behind Huda, you're going to be next to go. And we're going to pick you up by your two small legs, Ace. You better go. They're not doing that. So for Ace, to me, to try to insinuate that the production is the reason why certain things happen and why he looked the way that he did and voted the way that he did, I call cap. The cap really was on his head.
The cap for me.
Yeah, the cap is on your hair, on the top of your head.
The cap is
the
on
wig
your
is the
hair.
cap.
Wig is the cap, okay? Cap biggest Trazine, because it's like, at the end of the day, if you wanted to stand behind Jalen, you could have easily done that. I really doubt if you stood behind Jalen, they would have been like, hey, stop. You can't stand behind Jalen. They can't do that. They literally cannot do that. It's in your contract where it states, because I know this because other actors that have been on the show, they said basically production can try to influence you to say and do certain things, but it's up to you if you want to do it or not. Hello? So it's like you cannot blame production with you wanting to vote a certain way and you voting Jeremiah out and you wanting to vote for Huda to stay. I would have respected Ace if he had said, literally, I vote for Huda to stay because I didn't want Jalen to take Taylor from Alandrea because they were getting to know each other. I would have respected that because that's really the real reason. So please do not sit up here and act like production had a BB to your head, your back was against the wall, and you had no other option but to vote for Huda. Like, I don't not think that's the case. Although I think they did try to influence you and you lean that way, the ultimate decision was still left up to you. Ace at this point has cut all ties with Peacock and Love Island, babes. Y'all don't expect him to be on Love Island games. They shade. We're not getting that. Peacock is like, he probably got like a good phone call or an email reprimanding him. Okay, talk about we're getting you. Okay, Ace, you getting got by Peacock because you've been doing a lot of insinuations lately. Okay, in regards to the network. Okay, now another thing that they discussed too was the Jeremiah situation. Now, the Jeremiah situation, he admitted that he felt like a hater and that he was like basically a hater. I'm like, thank you. The first step is missing. That is another form of the truth in this interview. There's truths and there's caps in this interview. So we're going to name each truth and each cap. So to me, that was the truth. You were a little bit of a hater. Like, I'm glad that he admitted that because it's like, that's how it looked to us as viewers, because he was saying he felt like a hater voting that way, but the deliberations were cut so short. Now, another thing he mentioned was the reunion. Now, from what we've been seeing so far with the Islanders saying, there's been a lot of stuff that have been cut out in regards to the reunion. He said that during the reunion, when they played the deliberations, he told production and called out production right on stage. No wonder they didn't air it. And he said, hey, let me stop. Because, Ace is small. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stumped his feet. He said, but no, he was like, hey, y'all cut a part of that footage. I never, like, y'all not airing all of the footage. I was saying to save Jeremiah before this. Y'all cut right into the footage. Why y'all not showing the whole thing? He said this at the reunion, but they did not show it. I didn't expect them to. Anytime on a major network like this, when you break the fourth wall, they're not showing that shit. It doesn't matter who you are, unless it directly has to do with the storyline. But if it makes production look bad, you think they're gonna air that? You're crazy. They're not gonna do that, okay? And another thing too, when it comes to the production manipulation, this isn't Big Brother. And I compare the show a lot to Big Brother because there's a lot of elements that is similar to it. Big Brother has this thing called a diary room, which is basically like confessionals. Like when you be seeing them talking about da-da-da-da-da, that room is literally a room, and then on the other side of the room is production, and they're talking to you. So they'll keep you locked in there for like an hour, 2 hours. It doesn't, like, sometimes it depends on the time, and they'll try to brainwash you. You mean to tell me producers tried to brainwash you in that little bit of time when y'all had to decide who to vote for within that little couple of 30 to an hour? That's why I say it's a lot of cap in the production influence thing. I wish you would take a little bit more accountability to that, because at the end of the day, Ace, you are not the only one voting. So one thing that bothers me with Ace, it's as if he's accepted the fact that it was all his fault, and that's why he's the reason why everybody went home. America did say that, don't get me wrong, but please don't take that on yourself and be like, oh, since everybody say I'm the reason, but this is the reason why, I'm the reason this person went home, this person went home. You weren't the only one that was voting. Now, you may have tried to influence certain people to vote a certain way, but you weren't the only one that voted. At the end of the day, other people voted certain ways, and that's why it ended up the way that it did. but don't try to put it on production either. Okay? Him and Jeremiah, he said, I guess are cool now. We all see them, follow each other on social media, so on and so forth. Then we get to like, who is he cool with current day? What does he think about certain couples? When we also get to Amaya Papaya and the whole papi and the whole papito situation and the boundaries. He claims that the conversation he had with Amaya, that was a lot of editing. Apparently he had a conversation with boundaries, and he told her like, hey, this is your boundary, this is my boundary, blah, 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 blah. So then when we saw the conversation on Love Island, we didn't see the boundary conversation, and it just looked as if he instantly got irritated out of nowhere. Meanwhile, they had a whole conversation about boundary that wasn't put in there, which I get his frustration in regards to that. But Ace and his own self said that he got Mexicans in his family. I said, oh, all right now. I said, okay. He said he had Mexicans in his family. He's very familiar with the Latin culture, and that he knows that, some Latin women will be like, papito, papi, and, papito, okay? Benito. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So he said that didn't throw him off in regards to Amaya. It's just the way that she reacted, I guess, to certain things is what like threw him off. And he felt as if production, what I will say though, in regards to him blaming production, the editing, I think, is what he has a point on. The manipulation is what I feel like is cap. But the editing, yes. They did leave certain things out that told half of a story that didn't have him look the best. I feel like he has a point in saying that. Because if that was included in, a lot of America wouldn't have felt so bad about Amaya, especially seeing what she did that whole season and her emotional roller coaster, crying left, right, and center. It would have made more sense. Because it did seem like the guys turned on her. Like every guy that she got with ended up like cussing her out or like getting mad at her. Okay? Then we get to Austin. He still can't stand Austin, okay? He can't stand him up for nothing. He feel like Austin ain't good for nothing. He ain't gonna be nothing. I'm playing. But no, basically he feels as if Austin, when he got out the villa, he was throwing shots at the height and everything like that. Now, that is a soft spot for Ace, okay? That's a very soft spot. I mean, my God. Let me tell y'all something. Height to a straight man is as hair is to a woman. I'm telling you. It's something that is very sensitive. Like the girlies be really getting in their feelings about a height, okay? You call them niggas short, you may have well called him a bitch. Like, it's like the same equalization. Like, it's the same thing. It throws me. But he basically feels as if Austin throws a lot of shots, and he couldn't be basically a man and stand up to him at the reunion and didn't stand on business. But let's be honest here. Let's not act like Austin, wasn't gone. Let's say that during the reunion, because I don't think Austin was there. Okay? That was Dylan. Like, Austin didn't show up. He missed the flight. Fuck. Then we get to the couples and who's he currently cool with current day. We get to Alandrea and Taylor. Did he feel like Taylor was like leading her on? This bothered me because you could have answered that honestly, Ace. You know that guy was leading her on. So for you to sit there like kind of like I want this Speedy Norman to be like, hey, be honest now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was he keeping her in the villa just so he could stay there in the villa with him? But at the end of the day, Ace and Taylor are like this. He's not snitching on him. So we was going to get an honest, raw answer from that. And then we get to Nick and Alandrea. From what we see in this interview, Ace is not really close with Nick. Nick also did a podcast as of recent and talked about how he is not as close with Ace as he thought he was going to be post-house at all, and feels as if that kind of hurt his feelings because he thought that him and Ace were gonna be bosom buddies. Okay, Nick allegedly, according to Ace, told him that he had a connect. He is attracted to Alandrea, but there's no romantic spark there. Like basically, like he doesn't really want to be with her. Like, it's not romantic, but there is an attractiveness there. Now he mentions this in this interview. This is what bothered me. Why would you tell us something that he told you in confidence? This is what made me realize that Ace is a little hater. You are a little bit of a hater. I think Ace feels a little bit of ways that Nick is the people's champ right now. I think Ace is the type of person, is the type of guy, he wants to be numero uno. He wants to be number one guy. So to see coming out of the villa that he's not the number one guy and he's a little bit hated, I think that makes him bitter and I think it makes him mad. But at the end of the day, Nick really didn't really do anything to you in the grand scheme of things. You would have thought Nick like Shelly or something, the way that he was like not telling Speedy like, hey, that's still my brother. Like, I love him. It was sort of like, we cool. Now, his problem with Nick, he says, is because Nick jokes about things, but when it comes to stuff that is serious, he doesn't stand up for him. I will agree with him when it comes to that. I feel like Nick takes stuff for a joke too much. Like, not everything is funny. Not everything is a key. You got to understand, like, Nick needs somebody who needs to sit down with him and be like, hey, you are not black. So, no, dead ass. You are not black. You may know about the culture. You may be about the culture. You may be influenced by the culture. But at the end of the day, the hate that you're going to get is going to be way different than the hate that Ace is going to get. Pure point blank. It does not even equate the same thing. Y'all going to get two different type of experiences. So when it comes time to defend your friend, you really need to defend your friend and not make a joke about it. This is why I say I don't think Nick is a genuine person, and I did not think that he really likes Alandrea. So when Ace said it, I felt vindicated. Bitch, I felt like Mama Joyce auntie. With the booze. You feel me? Because I done told y'all that. They are doing this they're together for PR, and there's nothing wrong with it. Because I want Alandrea to get her money, babes. But she the type of person you could tell she catches feelings very quickly. I feel as if she may end up catching feelings if they have an agreement that, hey, we just gonna stick together as long as we can for PR, for the opportunities. Within that process, I feel as if she may catch feelings for him. But I think he is only sticking around for the clout of it all. He sees that's what America wants. And that's exactly what Ace said in this interview. He saw that certain people America was shipping, and the ships were so big of a fan base that they decided to stick together. And I think he was talking about Nicolandria, and I think he was talking about Amaya and Brian a little bit too in that mix. Point blank. That's what I think. But Ace, you are a little bit of a hater. I'm sorry, because it's like that's supposed to be your dude. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, damn, nigga, like that's gonna hurt Alandrea's feelings. When she sees this, it's gonna hurt her. Now, she did tweet some shade after the interview dropped and put up a tweet and said, child, anyway, my event at Tuskegee went amazing yesterday. This was said at the interview. I mean, after the interview, okay? Now, Speedy also asked him, like, who are you friends with to this day? He does not name Nick. I think that's going to break Nick's heart. Not only Alandrea's feelings are going to get hurt, Nick's feelings are going to get hurt. Because Nick, although he may not defend Ace as much as he should have, which I do agree with Ace, he should, I think he thought that, Ace was like a big brother to him, even though I think he's older than Ace, but that's a whole nother video. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he saw him as like a brother. So to go on that podcast and kind of like denounce him as like a friend, I was like, damn, like that sucks. And another thing too, I feel like this is going to put Shelly and Alandrea in a tricky situation. Y'all know how Alandrea do. She like me. Once we don't fuck with you, you do some fuck shit. Fuck you, bitch. And I think that she's gonna have that energy for Ace because you went on a pod and kind of popped it a little bit like Miss Coco. And we saw how Alandrea did Coco. So she might end up having some issues with Shelly because that is Shelly's man. So this situation might end up being worse than what people even imagine. Like this whole podcast interview might start a lot more stuff than what he could have like thought of. Okay. He said that he thinks that Taylor is his friend, of course. Um, Clark, Bryan checks up on him. He said somebody else, I forget. Oh yeah, he said Alandrea and of course Shelly. When it's like you say Alandrea, but like that's her dude for the moment. So you think she gonna be messing with that? She's not. Because at the end of the day, she gonna go where her heart in the bag lies, which is Nick. Now, Nick and Alandrea recently did a podcast. That was pretty much it for the Speedy Norman interview. It was a very interesting interview. They ended the interview, guys, with what's your height, Ace? And he would not say. Ace, you need to listen. Oh my God. Listen. Ace, you need to get over the fact that you're a short man. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the end of the world. Okay? It's just not. Short men carry big sticks, if you know what I mean. So it's like at least you could go with that. But Jesus, that man, oh my God, that height is something nasty. That's why he ain't Austin. Another thing too he mentioned in the interview is basically he said that there was a conversation left out where Nick admitted that the Final Four was the right one even without him and Shelly. And he said he doesn't understand why that clip never made it to the air. Which I'm like, that may have caused even more animosity between all of them. Which, once again, on Ace's part, I feel like is understandable. Another thing before I forget, I'll look like Speedy. Are you black? Let me stop. Bitch, who need to hear that? Yalissa, are you black? But no, Huda, Ace, this is another cap. I'm gonna have to hit you with the why would you do that? This part now, God, let me tell you what this is. Ace said that he was very uncomfortable with Huda spreading her cheeks like it was a Sunday morning, like it was bread served on a Sunday morning breakfast with butter about to be spread in between. You are lying, and why would you do that? We're gonna have to hit you with the why would you do that?
Now I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because why you do that? Why I do what?
Why you do that? For you to sit there with a straight face and say that you was uncomfortable is crazy. Girl, you spreaded the cheeks. Like you literally opened them up in all of his glory. If the cameras weren't there, Ace would have stuck a tongue in there. He would have okay, like Orlando said, like, come on. You were not uncomfortable. I don't care what he says. Thank God Speedy called him out on it. Because when I was watching it, I had to pause and laugh. I'm like, this nigga really funny to make you uncomfortable. Man, please. You was comfortable with the cheeks in your face. Now, Alandrea and Nick have recently announced that they are going to keep their relationship on the more private side because of a lot of the things that the public have said about them. One of them probably being me, because I feel as if, you know, their relationship is not authentic. This is what they had to say.
Nick all the time. Like he is a part of me. Like that's somebody I am connected. Stop trying to pick at Nick all the time. Like he is a part of me. Like that's somebody I am connected to too. So you picking apart him is not gonna make me feel better about myself because that is.
Oh my God, I gotta speak on this. Y'all. I gotta pause, and I gotta curve at the camera. The reason why we are calling out Nick is for you, Alandrea. We are telling you, if this isn't for PR, let's say they really trying to be together behind the scenes, right? I don't feel like his heart is in it to be with her. I feel like he's only doing it because that's what America is pushing him to do so. And it has nothing to do with race. I'm going to keep repeating myself because some of y'all still do not get the point. It has nothing to do with race, and it has nothing to do with anything of that sort. It's just the fact that he is attracted to her a lot. I think so. I don't think that's in the question. But in a relationship together, committed, I don't think he wants to go there. And that's it. But the reason why some of the people that don't believe in Nicolandria, pick at Nick is because we see through him. I see through him a little bit like Ace do too. He to me is a little performative and is about the clout.
Somebody I truly care about. So if I see less of that and less of people trying to like dissect where our relationship is and who Nick is as a person and who I am as a person, maybe if I see less of that, I'll be more so open into showing them where we stand and showing, like, letting them in a little more. But it's just very disheartening with me always seeing a constant hate train either on me, on him, or on both of us. It's so draining.
What do you think it would take for you to be open?
And it's not a hate train, it's a true train, okay? I don't hate the man. I don't think Nick is a bad person. That's the thing. Like, Nick is a good person. He's just you could just tell he's a businessman. Like, he knows how to work media. There's nothing wrong with that too, because a lot of people, you got to learn how to work media if you're going to be in it or around it, and he knows how to work it. Does he want to commit a relationship years from now, be together for years or decades and decades with Alandrea? I don't think he wants that. That's just my opinion, y'all. Now, somebody who gave Alandrea her flowers is Kenya. She recently commented on her post to make Alandrea a housewife, and that Andy says that he is obsessed with her. If we could do a Housewives of Alabama, that would be cute. The Bama. But no, I think Alandrea is living in Texas now, so I don't think that would work. But you never know. Okay, another person who had some things to say in defense of Huda was Alabama Barker, which, by the way, Alabama, you're a little bit of trash. So you defending Huda, it's not shocking. You know what I'm saying? It's par for the course. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. It makes sense. Okay. Now, Austin was another person who did an interview. Y'all, I tried to sit through and hear it, but I need assistance listening to Austin for over 20 minutes. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. The reason why is because Austin, y'all, takes about a good 15 minutes to put a one coherent sentence together, and I don't have the time for it. I'm far too busy. I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. I really am. I really am. I really freaking am. It's just like, I can't. But a lot of the things that he did mention from what I did see is just him in the villa and what he thought about some of the cast. Now, one thing though, Austin, I'm gonna have to call you out on. Why did you call Shelly an African queen? She not even African. Anyways, you guys, I know I didn't cover everything, but I covered most things. I will be doing another follow-up video very soon, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Ace's Speedy Norman interview, and also Nick and Alandrea's new update in regards to keeping the relationship private. And also, what do you guys think that Nick is going to have to say about this? Now, Nick also was even in the podcast comments before the interview even dropped, supporting Ace. And then now that it's dropped, it doesn't seem as if Ace feels the same. Now it kind of makes more sense as to why he canceled that Keke Palmer interview when he was supposed to go on there with Taylor and Nick. Once again, I still blame Taylor for everything, and I still don't like the nigga. Bye.
Wanna dance with a cutie in the pale moonlight, it's my duty. Shake it fresh and fruity, sweet like candy ass, make a pass for the booty. I fantasize interludes when I'm in the mood, see me in the news. No time to rewind when the baseline rides for two, feel me in the groove. I rock on and on to the break of
Child, right when I was about to end this video, we got another breaking update. So, Amaya and Brian have now announced their separation, okay? She put on Instagram, y'all, and said, "My papayas, I'm not gonna lie, Brian and I are no longer together. After leaving the villa, it became very clear that we were on two different journeys, two different connections. Our visions didn't align, and our relationships are supposed to be a team sport. You didn't have to drink the whole sea to know it's salty. You didn't have to dip your feet in my aquafina to know that you wanted papaya. You didn't have to put me in a box if you knew I was a triangle. You didn't have to circle me if you didn't know I was obtuse. All live here, and I truly wish him the best. Signed, Amaya Papaya. I mean, who didn't see this coming? I mean, duh. Bryan was not into her. And that's just is what it is, girl. Bryan was not into her. He never was into her. He wanted the money. He was smart and he strategized and saw that nobody wanted the papaya. And he stuck to the papaya, and the papaya won. Okay? Oh, I gonna be fine, y'all. She gonna find her ball and get with a ball. And ain't nothing. Okay? Literally ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. That just is what it is. Okay? And Bryan can finally explore in peace.